Hello and welcome to the Hoof GP. Today we're looking at this sexy little mama, Cow 56, and her story so far. This is the Hoof GP. If you haven't already subscribed, today is completely free, so smash the subscribe button all day long.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
So we first saw this cow about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and she had an abscess where pus was literally spraying out of. She was incredibly lame, and she was even lame on her back left and back right foot. We saw her again 2 weeks later, and this is how her foot was looking. This is Cow 56, a little over 4 weeks ago, and as you can see, she had a huge abscess in her back right foot. It was literally spraying out. So we whipped out the knife and set about getting her back on the road to recovery. We uncovered a huge cavity that had been filled with pus. So we applied a block using BoviBond and wrapped it with salicylic acid once we'd removed all of the hoof horn. This is what it looked like before the bandage. And this is how she was walking afterwards. She also had a sore back left foot. So just over 2 weeks now, we returned, and this is what we found. She was well on the road to recovery, but definitely still had a long way to go. The lesion was still open, and as you can see, it was weeping blood and therefore causing a lot of pain. So we retrimmed her, rewrapped her with salicylic acid, and moved on to that painful left hand foot. As you can see, during the first trim, I had removed a lot of overburdening hoof horn, and this time was going to be no different. She has a white line defect, and it's covered in digital dermatitis. As you can see me peeling away the hoof horn there, you can see the exposed corium right there, and it's completely infected with digital dermatitis. So again, we completely doused it with iodine and we wrapped it with salicylic acid. Then, as always, we let her go to see how she was walking. Now we're back 2 weeks later. So we've got her back in the crush and we're just about to get her foot in the air. And after a little bit of a protest, we've got our foot in the air, so let's give it a bit of a wash up and see what the results are. She quite clearly has a hole where that lesion was, and I can't be certain right now if it has completely healed or not. So I whip out the grinder, clean the whole foot up before grabbing the knife to investigate further. And I've got my fingers crossed that maybe, just maybe, this cow's hoof is completely fixed. Her hoof is much tougher than it was last time we trimmed her. That's because this block has elevated the bad claw out of the slurry and it's allowed it to dry out and become much harder. This knife is really sharp, but as you can see, I'm having some difficulty slicing through it. Now onto the meat of the trim. Let's see if this really has or hasn't fixed. The results are looking fantastic. I am really happy with this result, but I need to be really careful cleaning this up. One little slip and all of my good work could be undone. This hoof horn is less than 1 millimeter thick in places, and these knives and grinders are very sharp indeed. So the word of the day is caution. And this transformation makes me a very happy trimmer. Now on to that second foot. But before we lift our second foot, I launched an online course back in March of this year and I wasn't sure if it would work. An online hoof trimming course, how can that work? Well, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people all around the world signed up for it, and it's been helping them massively. And what I want to do is give back a little bit more and make sure I can help as many of you as possible. So if you lot that have participated and signed up for the online course want some feedback and want some one-to-one time with me, then contact me at hello@learnthehoofgp.com. That's hello@learnthehoofgp.com. If you've taken the online course, I'll take half an hour out of my time to speak to you guys and give you any pointers or fill you in on anything that you feel you're lacking, or give you feedback or anything you want really about your farms and about your cows. I really want to help you guys as much as I can, and then we'll broadcast that to the masses to help everybody else. So if you want some one-to-one time with me, then get in contact with me at hello@learnthehoofgp.com, and hopefully we can learn something from each other. Now, let's get our second foot in the air. This cow had a deep crack in the white line of this back left foot, and these are notoriously hard to fix. She was completely infected with digital dermatitis on both the first and second trims, so I don't have high hopes for this one. I'm expecting the problem still to be there. And as you can see, the lesion is still there. It is marginally better and she is much more comfortable. But I'm still worried that we haven't completely cured this problem. So we douse it in iodine and add another block. A cow's wall horn grows at around 6 or 7 millimeters per month, and we've just removed around 10 millimeters, meaning these blocks need to last at least 6 weeks, so the extra height will be seriously beneficial to this cow. Now, let's get her out the crush and say bye bye. So in the little interlude, I talked about the guys who have done the online course, and this is what it teaches you. How to cure cows like this, but it is about give and take. So like I said earlier on, contact me at hello@learnthehoofgp.com, and hopefully we can do a one-to-one and give you as much feedback as possible. Cheers guys, from me and from Cow 56, goodbye, catch you next time.